Hello and welcome on today's live holistic call. My name is ChriSOULa Sirigou, the Golden Muse. I'm the hostess of these calls, monthly holistic calls, for all of you people that you're involved with holistic therapies and you are very much passionate about mindful, conscious living. And the whole intention behind is to bring people that they would like to share their own wisdom with you all. And for you also to watch back in case you haven't had the chance to be part of the call live. Because these calls are uploaded on YouTube and then you can watch them back at any time, whenever you like, and as many times as you wish. On today's panel, we've got Sarah Jones. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
And Katie Holmes. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
Hello. And Nichola, you better say what your surname because, my dear, I will not get it right.
It's Nichola Friar.
Brilliant, Nichola. Brilliant, thank you. And we've got Sue Ritchie. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
And Jason. Hello, Jason. Can you hear us, Jason? Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Hello.
You're still there. Okay, fabulous. So October's call is all about bringing different ways, different strategies or techniques or tools to bring more balance in our lives. So what can we do to keep the flow going? What can we do? It could be from a mental point of view, have the clarity, from emotional point of view, to have the space to be still and listen to our hearts. From a spiritual point of view, to allow some time to connect with our spirit and with our intuitive feeling and our intuition. And also from a physical point of view, what do we do to cleanse and purify our body and really look after, in terms of drinking enough water, but also with winter setting in, Sue is going to tell us a little bit about what can we do to help our bodies, have the right nutrients in. And also, I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about what's happening on the 21st of October. There's a lovely, absolutely gorgeous festival happening, and Jason is going to be talking to us about it. And I'll be there. I'll be showcasing the Calomere system, and I'll be giving a talk too. Yay! So I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, there were lots of other people there, lots of other people that I'm already connected with, and then it's nice when you've got that day when you can connect with others and there's this buzz and you learn from others too, and then you give and you receive. It's a wonderful feeling. So today's in Canada, particular thing is the Thanksgiving Day, and it's lovely to also say thank you and share a little bit of our gratitude, because autumn is about harvest, isn't it? What have we done so far to what have we achieved, what have we learned, what have we accomplished? But it doesn't have to be too big and too onerous, but it could be to some baby steps we've taken. Even for some of you coming here tonight, I'd like to honor you for saying that, for doing that, because maybe that's your first time joining a platform like this. So thank you, and gratitude is part of what the vibes I like to send out there to all of you who is participating and all of you who's actually going to be watching back later on, because it's great. It's taking the time to say thank you to ourselves, but also to say thank you to other people in our lives. And feel it in our hearts. So, balance. Take the time out and press pause is part of autumn. But I would like to ask you individually, because it's great for you to put your voice in the circle, in our online circle, and also say a few things about what do you do to look after yourself, because it's about self-care. What do you do to bring this balance in your life? So it could be only for you, but also in connection with your family members or society, community. So what do you do? How do you find that balance? Is it easy for you? Is it hard for you? Have you tried something that works for you and you would like to share it with others? That's something we're going to be talking about. Okay. So I'm going to start with Sue first, and then I'm going to come to the rest of you. So Sue, what do you think? How easy it is for you to find balance in your life?
That really depends. It is a bit of an up and down scenario, and I think, you know, sometimes when you're really passionate about things and you want to help people, it's very easy to, you know, want to be doing stuff to, you know, connect with people, but then actually finding that you sort of overstretch yourself a bit, and the time, for me anyway, of not giving myself that balance, it sometimes gets you know, out of balance. And I'm, you know, very mindful that I do need to do that for my own well-being, because, and for me, I suppose what I like to do is, you know, going out in nature and spending time out in nature is one of the things that I find really beneficial.
Yes.
And it gets a bit challenging, actually. This time of the year is okay, but as we get into the winter, unfortunately, I hate the cold. So, and I'm sure there are other people out there as well. And then I think it becomes quite difficult to get yourself out there and, you know, doing those walks, if you like, particularly if the weather's not great. You know, if it's dry or it's sunny or something like that, it's okay. So I think there can be challenges, I think, as we sort of, you know, start to move into winter, of actually taking that time out to do that. And the other thing that I suppose I find is really important for my own balance and well-being is having a daily ritual of meditation. So having that quiet time every day, and I always do that sort of first thing in the morning, before I get up, because I find it easier, because otherwise if you do it later on, all sorts of other things come into the day, and then, you know, it's quite likely that it won't happen. So I make sure I do it first thing. And
it works for you. It works for you like that. Yes, you can bring that into your everyday routine, everyday life. Yes. So you mentioned nature, connection with nature. Yes, I totally agree with you. That does work for me as well. Yesterday we spent the afternoon, just went for a walk around here, and I just felt how much I missed it. You know, how much I missed. Although I'm quite close to nature, I said, why on earth, you know, you know, we don't spend as much time with nature because other things prevail. So so it's fascinating, but it's good to become aware of the benefit that you know, nature has got on us. I love bird songs. This is something I really love. I don't know if everybody else likes bird songs, but I love them.
Beautiful.
Yes. And you also mentioned meditation. Anybody else here who actually meditate regularly? Put your hand up if you do. Yeah? No?
No.
Yes. Well, again, meditation. It could be in your own space, or it could be when you walk, or it could be various types of meditation. And I teach meditation in color. For those of you who are actually based locally, I do it at the Ministry of Yoga every Thursday evening between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. So it's a very nourishing, very also uplifting meditation, and I use different colors every time. So yes, come and join us. So thank you, Sue. I'll come back to you at some point, because I would like, if I don't remember, please bring me back to you know, the nutritional side of it. I like to talk about that in a short while. Okay, so Sarah, you said that you do meditation.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So how do you bring meditation in your life?
So mine's normally sort of in the evening when all, you know, bedtime routine's done, and I like to have a bath. That's one of my self-care things.
Yes.
Is having a bath at night. How that sort of unwinds all the thoughts and get some clarity. And then I, you know, do some sort of meditation processes then normally, or as I'm sort of getting into bed and getting ready for bed, and sort of unwinding from the day, sorting out all the thoughts and what I need to think. Do I need to think about anything now? Just previously, I just used to go to bed and then try to go to sleep, and my mind used to race. So obviously, you know, that's when your brain quietens down and all the feelings come up. So yeah, now I've got a nice little routine that I do before bedtime. So I don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, oh, what about this? What about that?
Don't we know about that? Just a little bit. Okay. So Sarah,
I love nature as well.
yes.
Yeah, I do miss going. I used to have a dog, and I used to love walking him and going up in the woods. And yeah, I mean, Bickerton Hills is one of my favourite places around here. I used to love taking him up there. So I do miss that. And my husband and my daughter are not keen walkers, so it's more of a chore to get them out.
Well, let's create our own little walking group. Let's do that. I'm up for it. So yes, I used to do what you call power walking. And I really enjoyed it, and I stopped, and I really miss it. So if you fancy it, give me a bell. Let me know. Okay. So. Right, but I like to come back to the idea. What is it that's balance? Just to go a little bit deeper and say, okay, balance is the activities we choose to bring into our lives, but also how do we keep balance in different parts of our lives? Sort of. So we talked about meditation and sort of calming our thoughts a little bit, and become more aware of our breath, and let all the thoughts sort of before going to bed. That's a good practice. And then Sue, you mentioned about meditation in the morning. You set the day, you set the pace, and you have the intentions for the day. That's another way of doing it. But I'd like to come to you, Jason, because I know you work with sound, and it'd be good for you to tell us a bit more about what you're doing. Yes, let me just. Yeah, okay. That's it. You can talk now, Jason. Okay, that's it. So,
sure. I do work with some sound to some degree. I do drumming, and sometimes use the singing bowl in the meditations that I teach, and sometimes in the sweat lodge as well. And in fact, at the festival, we're going to have Julia Friar actually doing gong baths with her gong, so which will be obviously very cleansing and balancing. But to be honest, I also meditate, but one of my main practices over the years, since 2000 when I first did a sweat lodge, really has been the sweat lodge, because that helps to keep me connected, and obviously the sweat lodge practice, you are outdoors as well, you are in nature, where I hold the sweat lodges at Ransom Wood, where the festival is going to be. And it was the sweat lodge that inspired me to create this festival, because the sweat lodge, you were talking about balance, and the sweat lodge, what it does and what it's done for me over the years is it is all about connecting you on many different levels, but it does connect you to nature. So it connects you to the seasons. So it helps you to bring in that balance. So each sweat lodge will have a theme, but it will be very much connected to nature and the seasons. And I've found over the years through doing sweat lodges, it connects you more and more strongly. So you really feel the seasons. I think for most people that are on their spiritual journey, you start to feel that more anyway. You do start to become more with nature, and as everyone else has been saying, the need to connect is there. We sense that when we go out into nature, we do start to rebalance. So that was my inspiration, if you like, for this festival, and that's what I want to bring out in this festival, is that connection. And so it's. And it's interesting you're talking about that now, because within the sweat lodge we have the 5 elements and the 5 directions. Director Ransom was inspired by the sweat lodge to create a conference centre called the 5 Elements Conference Centre, which I sort of had a vision for this festival but didn't know where I was going to hold it. So I was inspired, and basically, as soon as Charles said, I've created this space, I instantly knew that was where this festival was meant to be. That's how it all came about. But I'll let other people speak for that. So for me, but I also teach Tai Chi, and I also practice Tai Chi as well, as a big part of keeping me in balance, really.
Yes. So, or other practices are like yoga, or it could be Pilates, different types of yoga, that is. And then Pilates is for me, works for me. Pilates works for me as well, because you work with the core. But Tai Chi is another one. Yes, absolutely. I love Tai Chi as well, but I haven't really practiced it. I have had the experience with it, but not really practiced it in the long term. Yeah, but at this point, I would really like to talk about the actual festival, Jason, because it's the talk about, the name of the festival, when it is, where it is, a little bit about, we talk about the 5 elements, but also some other people. Maybe you'd like to mention some names that are going to be part of the festival. Or give us the website address or some sort of link where people can go and look at it and find out more.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you, ChriSOULa. It's very kind. It's the Turtle Lodge Festival, which is going to be taking place at Ransom Wood in Nottinghamshire, near Mansfield. And it's, as you've said, it's on the 21st of October, and it's going to be set in the Forever Green restaurant and the 5 Elements suite there. We've got a number of speakers, so I've already mentioned Julia Friar, who's going to be doing the sound healing, so she'll basically be leading a gong bath. We've also got, I mentioned Tai Chi, we've got Sheila Grandpierre, Sifu Sheila Grandpierre, who's one of the leading lights in Tai Chi, particularly traditional Yang-style Tai Chi in the UK. She's a director with the Tai Chi Union of Great Britain. We also have yoga. We have Monique Friar and Rachel Hinton, who will be DJing during the yoga session. So it's a vinyasa style flowing yoga with really sort of uplifting conscious music that Rachel will be mixing. We then have a vegan cafe, and we have our chill out DJs in there playing really relaxing music. We've also got a drumming circle with Jude Winwood from Beat Feet, and shamanic drumming with Diane Gower. We've got sacred dance with Cara Amira.
Beautiful.
As you can see, that there's a lot. We've got yourself, ChriSOULa, as well, doing your colour work. So
I've got to have somebody to stay at my desk, at my stand. Any volunteers, ladies, to come and be at the stand? What I could actually do some sacred dance or something like that to keep my body moving instead of standing there all the time. Yeah, beautiful.
My daughter will be there, ChriSOULa. Maybe you can ask my daughter Jasmine to stand in for you, so you can attend one of the workshops for a little while.
I would love that. Yes, I would love that. Fabulous. Yes. So is there a particular web link you can share with us?
If people look on Facebook for Turtle Lodge Festival, or the Turtle Lodge Healing page on Facebook, or you can go to my website, which is www.turtlelodgehealing.co.uk, and go to the special events page. Okay. And you will find, and you'll be able to book there as well. So, but one of the intentions with this was to really bring the community together as well, and to allow people to feel very nurtured and supported in this environment. In fact, while I think about it, we've got a lady, Jo Rowe, who's going to speak about her experience of bipolar. But she's now worked through and using the various tools such as mindfulness and neuro-linguistic programming, and is now a coach, a life coach, and she teaches people with mental health problems. But she's going to be sharing her story, which I think will be very inspiring, and you know, because obviously mental health is something that affects everybody. You know, everyone in everyone's family. There's something that someone that suffers with mental health issues. So I think that'll be a really valuable talk as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love to connect with all these people. And then eventually I will interview them too. Yay.
Definitely, ChriSOULa. So,
that would be fabulous.
yes.
Jason will be on the Healthy Healing radio show on the 19th of October. And I'll be interviewing Jason at 2:10 in the afternoon. So you can join us then live if you like. Katie was on my show last week. Nichola is coming up. Nichola, did we say the 19th or the 26th? I can't remember now out of my head. But it's your interview is coming up soon. Just
Yes, 27.
hold on. Yeah, sorry, Nichola. Can you try again now? Yes. Can you hear me, Nichola? No.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when did we say, when did we book you in to be on the radio show for an interview? Do you remember?
On the 26th.
The 26th of October. Brilliant. Okay, fabulous. So anyway, I'll be sharing lots of posts and everything on Facebook. So you can follow that and share it and like it, comment, and then create this kind of buzz around it as well. So I will be sharing lots of things about the Turtle Lodge festival. So yeah. If you don't mind sharing, if I don't know, maybe you're planning to come along. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do. So fabulous. Yes, I'm really excited about it, Jason. I'm really excited. And together, you coordinate the whole festival with Nell, right? Is it Nell?
That's right. Yeah. Nell Brooker, Helen Brooker. We basically Nell is the firekeeper from the Sweat Lodge. So we have worked together in the Sweat Lodge over the last 5 years. So we hired this vision, and I said to Nell, "Do you want to help me with this?" And so we've actually set the Turtle Lodge Festival up as a partnership. So we do it jointly together as a joint venture.
Fantastic. Yes. So, Nichola, I'll come to you because we talked about you very briefly about your upcoming radio interview on my Healthy Healing show. So, tell us a little bit about yourself because there will be more opportunity to talk about and explore more of what you do on air. But since we're here live, let's hear it from you.
Okay. So I'm very new.
Oh, it's not a good line. It's not a good line.
I only arrived and came back on the 1st of August. It's not a good line.
Yeah, carry on.
I must go closer.
I'm just unmuting everybody. So try again, Nichola. Go for it.
Okay. So as I was saying, I'm new to the area. Just trying to get the name of body stress release out there. It's a complementary health technique that unlocks tension and restores the body's self-healing. So who's it for? Body stress release is for from newborn babies up to your elderly. If you suffer with backache, if you've got neck ache, any aches or pains, really, you just don't feel great. Your body just doesn't feel great. Well, body stress can work for you. I became a practitioner because I suffered with neck and backache for about 17 years after a motor car accident. And this is the modality that worked for me. You have to find what works for you.
Yes.
And this is what worked for me. So I went to go and study. And that's what I do today. I've been a practitioner for 5 years now. Absolutely loving it. And we were talking earlier about, what do you do to ground yourself? What do you meditate or anything like that? I don't really meditate. When I'm working on my clients, I'm in my own little world. So that's a bit of me time. I just love dealing with clients, working with clients. It's one-on-one time and it's quiet time. So I don't necessarily need to be on my own to have that quiet time to connect. I connect with each and every client. Walking the dog,
I take the dog to the park, which is lovely. That's also out and about. What else can I tell you about myself?
Well, I'm sure that something else will pop up in a moment, but I would like you to tell us again the actual name of what you do, because the line was not very good, it was not very clear.
All right, it's body stress release.
Body strength release.
Body stress release, yes.
Body stress release, okay,
yes.
right, okay.
So if your body has any stress stored within it, and your headaches, migraines, neck ache, back ache, as I said, it's a complementary health technique, so it's non-invasive. I just work with my hands, and the clients get wonderful relief with it.
Okay, so is it some sort of like a parallel to or comparable to Reiki, something like that?
It's very, very different. It was devised from chiropractic, because the founders, Gail and Ewald Megacy, they were doing chiropractic, but they also learned the body stress release technique through Dr. Van Rumpt in America.
Okay.
They then went back to South Africa, combined the two modalities, and then pulled away from chiropractic and named it body stress release. So there's no pulling, there's no prodding, there's no stretching, there's no twisting. It's just a very, very gentle thing. But I would say more along the lines of maybe your chiropractic.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have done chiropractic and it did work for me some time ago. So it would be worth trying it. I would like to try it. So I could have my own opinion about it.
Well, that's another thing where with being new to the area, what do I do for me is I'm trying to connect with people where I can do swaps with them, because we always do for others, but we never do for ourselves. So by connecting with people, doing swaps, I also get myself treated, my little bit of TLC.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes, let's do that. Nichola.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah. Okay, so right. So we've got also another way of relaxation. For me, it is a top way for me to relaxing. I love it, and I love people, playing with my feet.
Oh, lovely.
And this is reflexology, and some of the people, they're very ticklish, and probably is not for them. I don't know, maybe not, but it is for me. So Katie, I'm coming to you now, my dear. So let me just that's it, you can talk now. So how does in your own way, from your own practice, your own experience, how does reflexology bring balance into our bodies, in our system?
I think first of all, it gives the person the opportunity to actually relax for themselves, because I use a Lafuma chair because it's quite comfortable for people with back problems or pregnancy, and they can just sit back and they can talk to me, or they don't have to, it's absolutely fine. But as I'm working on the feet, it's very much similar to acupressure. Well, it's derived from acupressure, where as you're working on different areas of the feet, it releases energy, and it focuses on what's going on with the body, because the feet are a map of the whole body, so different areas relate to different parts of the body. And as I'm working on that, some people might feel a bit tender in areas, which is absolutely fine. It should not hurt, but it helps to rebalance them, because I can sometimes pick up on things like sore throats, migraines, stress and tension, which is very, very common, and like back problems, knee problems. It gives you the opportunity to take some time for you. And as I'm working on the feet, I do work with the energy, and it just helps to relieve different areas. And some people feel different parts of their body physically on, like, say, their head. When I'm working on their toes, they can feel things going on. So it's ever so interesting. And I work with energy with it as well, so you can feel the energy around the feet, and what's going on with them, and you can kind of talk through it as you're working on people. And sometimes people feel really, really relaxed. Other people go, oh, I've got a bit of a dry throat as I'm working on the throat area, and it's very, very interesting. And I'm just a little bit,
you're helping releasing any blockages through would you say manipulating, through massaging the feet, through you say acupressure, right? So that's what you're doing. You're actually releasing the tension through the reflexes. So that's what I understood. I'm not a reflexologist, but I have had the chance to interview reflexologists in the last 7 years. So that's all, thanks to you, I know a few things about it.
It's quite an addictive treatment as well, because it does give you that opportunity for you time if you don't have it at all in the day or in the week or in the month. It just gives you that 1 hour where you can be you, and you don't have to talk, you don't have to think about it. Sometimes people feel that the mind is actually clearing as they're receiving a treatment, and they can feel more energized and feel like the shoulders are less tense. To me, it's just my favourite treatment. Like Nichola said, everyone has their own therapy that they enjoy, and that one I feel quite selfish, because when I treat people I feel I benefit as well, because it's just your mind calms. It's like meditation, really. You kind of just take yourself onto another plane while you're working on people. It's lovely.
Yes, it is beautiful. And you can use reflexology also with children and adults, right? You can, Fantastic. So talking about children, I would like to mention I'm hosting an introductory session on calotherapy for children this Saturday. So if I know some of you have already showed an interest and you have already booked yourselves in, but if you haven't yet, please do just email me info@ChriSOULa So, and I'm sending you a mini questionnaire back, because I like to know a little bit about yourself and your children, so we can maximize the time while you're there with me. And also, I like to know what type of venue I need to have. If it's just me and another person is differently, but if it's like 20 of you, I've got to know about the space I'm going to have. So it looks as if there will be parents are bringing their children together as well. So it is really good, because I would like to see how the children will respond to color, because their way of expressing themselves is through color, and that's the beauty of it. Children don't have the words all the time to express, but color can do it for them. So that's why I love working with parents, working with teachers, and helping enhancing our actually emotional understanding, and how we can develop our emotional well-being, and helping our emotional well-being through color. So that's what's happening on Saturday. And then we're also going to be color workshops coming up later on in October and November, if you'd like to take it a bit further. So I've got level 1, level 2, so you can actually have a bit of a taster, introductory things, and then you can move on if you'd like. So anyway, I'll be telling you more about it when I see you on Saturday. So where will we go next now then? So we've already talked about color, and Sarah, you've got children as well, right? Let me just you're a mum.
Yes, one daughter, 5-year-old.
5-year-old, yes, beautiful. So you work with particularly you specialize in trauma.
Yes.
Okay.
So, whether you've had a difficult upbringing and that's left you sort of traumatized in life, or whether you've had a single event where life is not the same after that event. So whether that's sort of a car crash, whether it's kind of assault, or there's lots of the military and the police, where you just see horrific things.
Different types of trauma, absolutely.
Different types of trauma, yes. So it's whether you just don't, you're highly anxious and you don't feel right, or if you're having like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms, which is flashbacks and nightmares, where you're reliving that event all the time. The memories haven't processed, and you're just in that traumatic event over and over again. So yeah, my therapy is all about processing those memories in a very gentle, heart-centered way, but using neuroscience as well.
Yes.
And so it logs it all back up, and so you're not reliving it all the time, and you can start to build your life again. And it's something I feel really, really passionate about. I love working. Sounds a bit strange, love working with highly traumatized people, but I see such benefit in helping them, because people think that that's it, they're stuck with this for the rest of their lives, and that's not the case. There is help out there, and you don't have to.
Yes. It must be absolutely impossible to have, I don't know, to live a balanced life if there's still somewhere there's a huge trauma underneath that's not healed yet. It's not. So it will be always hard to find balance in your life if that somehow takes over, that dramatic experience.
Definitely, because you've just got adrenaline running through your body all the time. There's no calm period. As you say, you're on that high alert, hypervigilance, looking out for a threat all the time, because your body doesn't feel safe, your mind doesn't feel safe.
Nichola, I'll come to you, because I like to ask you, do you think that body stress... Why is it not unmuting? Okay, that's it. Okay, so will something like the process you're using, you're specializing in, does it help with trauma as well?
Yes. Body stress release works on 3 forms. You've got physical stress, you've got chemical stress, and you've got emotional stress.
Okay.
And by doing one release, it works on all 3 of those. Okay. So if a client is holding something in emotionally, very often that'll come out. It could come out after the first release while they're still with you, or when they go home, they could just burst into tears and they don't know what's going on. That's now their emotional release taking place.
Okay. So, well, we will be talking about this in more detail while you're on the show on the 26th of October. But I just wanted to I had that. I like to bring that connection between trauma and what you're offering as well. Okay, brilliant. And Sarah, you work on a one-to-one level mainly, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Full one-to-one.
Yes, fantastic. So I would really like to include your email addresses when I put the YouTube the video upload on YouTube, and I put this little description. I would like to include your actual website addresses if they are available. So if you could send them to me by a PM or Facebook, then I've got everything there, so I could just copy and paste and put them in, so it would be easier for me. Okay. I would love to do that, because people can say, okay, this is Sarah John, and then they can go to your website and then find out more about you. Okay, so Sue, I'd like to come to you, because we talked about trauma, but in our bodies, trauma is very much connected with our gut system, right?
Definitely.
Yes. So let me just... and then a very good article came to my attention, and I would love to share it. I will share it in our closed group page, the Life Inspiring Conversations with ChriSOULa and all of you, Soulful Connections. I will share it there, so you can read about it, because I find it really fascinating about trauma and gut connecting the two together. And then lots of things about the gut being in our second brain or third brain, if you think about this brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. So, but I would like you to bring in some of your tips about, nutritionally. What would you recommend at this time of the year? Because while we are at the beginning of autumn, and still, we need to talk about it further when November sets in and so on. But how would you actually prepare your body for this season?
I think this season is a very good time to actually, if you like, detox your body, cleanse from toxins, and really get everything. And we're talking about balance, and so getting your whole, gut flora and fauna, the whole gut microbiome rebalanced, because your gut is 70% of your immune system, also 80% of serotonin, which is the feel-good factor hormone, that's made in your gut as well. And I think one of the key things is that, we do need to do this process probably, maybe twice a year, because having toxins in our body, and we just can't, avoid them. They're in the food that we eat, they're in our homes, they're, in the environment outside. But as the toxins build up in our body, then our body actually struggles to function really effectively. And also what happens is actually our body stores toxins, actually creates fat cells to store the toxins in. So it can be a factor in putting on weight, if you like, the fact that you're storing toxins in the body. And I think the other thing is, it's good to have that cleanse process, so that we're getting our body, really functioning well again, because our body likes to work incredibly well for us, but we don't always look after it in the best way by feeding it the right things, keeping it well hydrated. And I think, hydration is a big thing, I think, as we start to come in this time of the year, because during the summer when it's really warm, we're sort of, naturally want to drink more.
Yes.
And when the weather starts to turn colder, it's more difficult for people to actually, make sure that they're actually drinking enough. And that's very important. And I think the other factor as well is that the lack of sunshine, we really need to be supplementing with vitamin D, because we're not going to get so much of that now as we spend more time indoors. And most of us, actually, all of us, really need to take supplement with vitamin D to help make sure everything working effectively for us. So
right.
yeah.
Okay, so what you recommend is a cleansing process, something to cleanse the body from toxins, right?
Yeah.
And help your liver sort of to really optimize the capacity, the functioning of your liver. So the cleansing, for me, it works in different ways. Of course, the water, as you mentioned, is fundamental. And all the food we take in is fundamental, or maybe supplements can help us as well. But we've got here a number of you here that actually you help cleansing through different ways. So, for example, reflexology helps with cleansing. Okay, big time, because again, when you release all the different blockages, you actually help release the toxin at the same time. Is that right, Katie?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yes. So, and then, Jason, you do a lot of work with Tai Chi and breathing and movement, but also you do a lot of work with the sound. Sound healing can help with releasing stress and releasing toxins as well.
The sweat lodge as well is very powerful.
Yes.
It's a purification ceremony, so it's very good for detoxing both physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. So it's one of the most powerful detoxifiers that I've come across is the sweat lodge. It's very, very, very powerful.
Right. I haven't tried that yet. There's so many things to try. Yay! Oh, bless. And then we've got the energy of color can help cleansing as well, and rebalancing. So you may not have heard that before, or maybe you have, or you didn't realize. But actually, you can use this. You can use this the bottles as they are. The energy of the color. Actually, you can have a bath in them, and then because all the toxins are very much connected, attached, if you like, in our cells. They are there. We cannot see them. Consciously, we cannot see them, right? It's like all the toxins are somewhere in our organs or in our cells, but we cannot see them. So color healing is actually helping with when you pour that in your bath. You have a 2 to 3 week treatment. That's how it works. somebody tried to say something? No, that I could hear something else anyway. But that's another cleansing process, okay, and healing process at the same time, and that brings the balance back in your system, and then it helps with trauma as well. So it's a, and then we've got Sarah that you work with trauma, and you help releasing all the traumatic experience. But still, though, I believe that the toxins after the releasing is still there. So it is identifying, but what do you do with the toxins inside the body? Like somehow they're locked in your system. So that's fascinating. I love how all of this what we've got here, somehow we are helping each other, we are complementing each other. So it's I don't think there's only one remedy, only one thing that works. It's it can work up to a level, but then there's other things that actually can optimize it, can support it. So yes, this is it. We're very lucky that we are in the 21st century and we have that access to all this information, all this wisdom. But equally, we have a way of channeling it and sharing it through different ways. Whether it's face to face, like with the festival is coming up on the 21st of October that Jason is organizing with Nell, or is it through the radio that the radio show I host every Thursday afternoon? Or is it through all the things we're doing here, all the practices, all the different, offerings we've got? It's amazing. I think, we must be very grateful because we've got all of that available, all of this wonderful wisdom. So if there's something else you would like to say at this point, because it's already almost 8:30, if there's anything else you'd like to add, please do. I would like to say a big thank you to all of you for coming along, participating on tonight's holistic call. If there's something you haven't shared yet and you like to add this towards the end of the completion of the call, please do. If there's something, put your hand up. If there's anything? No? Jason, yes?
Just to say thank you, ChriSOULa, for inviting me onto your holistic show. I've really enjoyed it, and I think it's a great service that you're doing to us all in the community, actually, and open us all up to this technology. We need to embrace it more and more, I think. So thank you, and I look forward to meeting you in person on the 24th.
Likewise, Jason. I look forward to meeting you. Yeah, and we'll be talking to you before that. Yes.
Oh, true. Yes, I'll speak to you on Thursday. Yes.
Yes. Fabulous. Before we complete, I would like to hear one thing from you, just to say to complete the call, and then I would just like to say thank you to everybody, as I already said, and it would be great to come together again, whether it is I see you on the radio show, or one-to-one, or on Saturday when I've got the introductory session for color therapy for children, or Facebook, whatever way. It's wonderful to connect with you in person as well, or the 21st of October if you come along to the festival. So for me, it's wonderful. I love being here, having that opportunity to connect here, but I cannot replace the face-to-face interaction and seeing people in the eyes and giving them a good hug and, take the time to connect, like face-to-face. So yeah, but since we cannot all come together whenever we like, I said yes to this opportunity to have this platform here. So okay, who would like to start by saying just something little, and then we can complete the call? Jason already did. Thank you. Sue?
Yeah, just really wanted to say, thank you to you, ChriSOULa, for hosting this call, and it's been great to connect with everybody else who I've not met, but you're all doing great stuff, and certainly, I think it's, as you said, all of these things actually sort of link together what everybody does to, produce some amazing healing for people, and it's just so needed in today's world. So thank you. I hope some of you I'll be able to meet in person at some point.
See you tomorrow, Sue.
Yeah, I will.
Nichola?
Okay, I'm still on me. I would like to say thank you, ChriSOULa, because I met you 2 weeks ago, and here I am. My life has changed, and I'm on a recording. Been very, very nervous because it's all something new to me. So, like Jason said, to get into all the ways of the world, thank you very much for introducing me to that. And I hope to meet everybody that's been chatting here this evening as well. Jason, I'm certainly going to try and come through to your event on the 21st. Will be something that I really enjoy. So look forward to it if I can get there.
Lovely.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Nichola. Thank you for being here with us. Katie?
Thank you so much, ChriSOULa. I think we only met just over a week ago, possibly, and I feel extremely blessed by that, because not only have you interviewed me kindly on your radio show, which was a wonderful experience, and again, I've very much following the law of attraction and Dr. Wayne Dyer, where he says things like, very much say yes and then figure out how you're going to do it. So I said yes again today, and thank you so much, because I just feel very, very honoured that you've invited me and encouraged me to do these things, and to meet all of you wonderful people, and very, very interested in everything that you do. The guts, fascinated in it. I really, really am. There's so much about the body that I don't know yet, and there's so much to learn in the post-traumatic stress disorder. So many people suffer from it. It's just horrendous. And colour therapy, and I do apologise, Nichola, I've forgotten the name of your therapy, but I'm very interested in doing a swap with you, because I'm not too far from you. And Jason, if I can, I would love to come to your event as well. I just feel very, very grateful, and so thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Yay! And Sarah?
Yeah, again, thank you very much for inviting me. It's been lovely to connect with everybody and learn more about what everybody does. I'm hoping to come on Saturday to your event. Yes, I really want to find out more about colour therapy. And I will be exhibiting at the Nantwich Mind, Body and Spirit Festival on the 28th, 29th of October, if anybody's around and wants to come along.
Yeah, I'll pop around. I'll pop around for sure. Yes, Sarah.
And yeah, good luck with your event, Jason. I'm at a wedding that day, so I'm sorry I can't make it.
Maybe another.
But yeah, your next one. Yeah, it's been lovely. I hope to meet you all soon.
Yes, thank you. And with all of that, our circle is complete. And thank you all again. Lots of love. And hopefully we'll see you next time. It's the Holistic Call is again on the second Monday of every month. And it's actually coinciding with the World Kindness Day on the 13th of November, Monday 13th of November. So lots to be shared about how to be kind with ourselves and how to actually share acts of kindness, and how to, why kindness is important to us humans as well. So there will be an interesting call. Looking forward to that too. All right, so bye for me, ChriSOULa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.